Did the Jimmy Garoppolo injury provide clarity into the Niners quarterback situation moving forward, Jesse?
Man, this is a pretty loaded question because I think it certainly provided clarity for the rest of this season. I think it also provided clarity as to will Jimmy Garoppolo be back with this team next year. I think that's an absolute no at this point.
No. Yeah.
But now all of a sudden there's all right, well, how well does Purdy play? Is there a quarterback competition between him and Trey? Those are conversations that are going to start being had. Well, what about Tom Brady if he wants to still, you know what I mean? So there's always something really until Trey Lance proves that he either is the guy or he isn't the guy. And the only way that's going to happen is by him playing. I think this quarterback situation is going to be muddy until we have clarification on who Lance is, to me. So, again, I think, yes, for this season, we've got clarity. For Jimmy Garoppolo's future, I think we have clarity. But for the quarterback situation of the 49ers, I don't think we have clarity yet. No.
I think the fact that his injury makes it seem like he's not going to come back helps. Nothing against Jimmy, but like less than 12 hours before he got hurt, there was a report that he could come back. He could sign another deal. Like, that seemed like the worst case scenario. Even if they won a Super Bowl, it felt like a Joe Flacco contract, something you don't freaking want to do. And so now this feels like a really easy way to move on. If Brock Purdy sort of replicates what Jimmy Garoppolo was doing at a much cheaper price, then you don't need to bring Jimmy Garoppolo back. You can feel like, look, we weren't going to win the Super Bowl with Jimmy, frankly. We didn't win the Super Bowl with Brock, but the offense didn't fall off. It still wasn't quite good enough, and that's why we got Trey, or that's why we're going to get Tom Brady, or whatever. Like, that's a hell of a backup. We don't need to bring this safety blanket back, which is what he's been for more than 5 years or whatever. I think it's finally they have an exit plan, and they feel like your homie who's been trying to break up with his girl for 4 years and hasn't found a way to do it, and I feel like they finally can do it now. Homie.
Yeah.
Say
because your homie finally got cheated on, and he's like, got it. You're out.
Whatever. Yeah, absolutely. Or your homie finally found someone else that makes him happy in Brock Purdy. Like, do you really need to put up with all this baggage when you can get the same thing over here with no baggage? I'm not saying it's the bee's knees, but like, come on. Brock Purdy, Jimmy Garoppolo, like,
yeah.
I was calling Jimmy Garoppolo the Bitcoin of quarterbacks. The Niners are trying so hard to convince the NFL that he's worth something, when frankly, he ain't. And anyway, I think they can finally. They've been doing this pump and dump scheme for like 3-4 years. They traded for Trey Lance, but they're like, we still like Jimmy. We still want to trade him because he's so valuable. No, man, he's Bitcoin. He's Fugazi. Yeah. And so maybe now if Brock Purdy just shows that he's the same as Jimmy, they're like, whatever, man. We got a replacement for Jimmy if Trey doesn't work out. So we got both things. Neither one is super cheap. They're both young. They're both coachable. Jimmy, good luck. We love you, man. Go to greener pastures, and I'm sure he'd love to.
Yeah, it makes sense for him to go somewhere else. I think he wants out of this situation. I think they want to move on from him.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Yeah.